Okay, now we're back in Illustrator chapter 6. This is part ABCD. We are on page 189. Sometimes you want to simply copy an appearance attribute like a character or paragraph formatting, the fill of an object, a stroke or an object, and you can do this with the eyedropper tool. We're going to go now to Artboard 1 and which is the center piece, I believe, and we want to look at this one with the sign on it. Using the selection tool, you want to click on the first white tree at the top of the sign. It's still got a stroke applied to it. Now go to your tool panel and find your eyedropper tool. And I always miss it, but it's down toward in the middle towards the bottom center. Okay, so there's the eyedropper tool. Click the green bar just above the bottom brown bar. That's the one we didn't do. That was the one that was there originally. The tree now has the attributes from the painted bar. It's got a cream color stroke. If you look in the stroke panel, or in the colors, you can see that the stroke is cream colored. It's got that green fill. Now, what you're going to do, bring that stroke color to the front and click None. You can deselect, go back to your selection tool, and again, save before you lose everything. And next, we're going to create a color group. You can save colors in groups that consist of related color swatches. Organizing their colors by their use, like grouping all the colors for a logo, can be helpful for organization. Color groups cannot contain patterns or gradients, can't contain the none, it can't contain registration. Registration is the color that you use in printing. It's black, but registration is a color that is made up of red, green, or I'm sorry, cyan, magenta, yellow, and black. It's used to make registration marks to make sure that everything lines up on a document. Sometimes, and there are uses for that if you're going to use create registration marks. That's the purpose of that, so it cannot ever belong in a color group. Now, we're going to create a color group out of some of the swatches we created. So make sure you have everything deselected, and in the swatches panel, you're going to, let's get the swatches panel open. You're going to click the swatch that's called Aqua. So let's find Aqua. And we're going to select that. Hold down the Shift key. Oh, cancel that. Just click to select. Hold down the Shift key and select Forest Green, which was this one. That selects everything that in between because we held down the Shift key. Now, we're going to control click on your window, or you're going to do command click. We don't want that orange one in there. It's an oddball, so control click to deselect that. And now we're going to create a new group, new color group. Bring up in the dialog box, call it tree logo, and say OK. And notice now everything is grouped together. All those colors are grouped together in a separate group. They're no longer part of the grouping at the top. With the selection tool, you just need to deselect the group, and each color can still be independently edited. All we did was we organized them. We're going to drag the bottom of the swatches panel down so you can see all the swatches. First of all, if you can't see them, make sure you can. Click the white swatch in the top row of the swatches panel and drag it to the right of the forest green. Oh, I held on it too long. Cancel. drag that just to the right of the forest green swatch. Now, it wouldn't go. Let me see. I should be able to click and drag that and put that in. There it went. You're going to see the hand come up. There it is. And you will see that bar that comes up. So you want to make sure that you see the line appear where you want it to go into. Otherwise, you can drag the swatch to the wrong place. You can always undo and try again. If you didn't get it right the first time, like I didn't, just undo and try it again. You can drag colors in or out of a group. You can rename a color group. You can reorder the colors in the group, and you can do a whole lot more just by clicking and dragging. The color guide panel, we're on page 191. Can provide you with color inspiration as you create your artwork. You can use it to pick color tints. Let me go up to that. See, the last color I had selected was the white color, so I'm only getting selections off of white. Any other color that I pick up and I go, oops, to that, now I've got selections that are suggested off of that color that I selected. Let's go to the number 3 artboard, and we're going to use the color guide panel to select different colors for a version of the tree logo, and then we're going to save those colors as a color group in the swatches panel. Okay, now with the selection tool, pick up the first tree on the left. It's got the aqua color applied to it. Make sure the fill box is selected. We want to make sure that's to the front. Otherwise, we're not going to be basing our colors on the right thing. Now, we want to click the color guide panel icon, and we're going to click on that Set Base Color to the Current Color button, which is right here. This allows the color guide panel to suggest colors based on the color showing in the Set Base Color to the Current Color button. We're going to experiment using the harmony rules. This is the drop down for the harmony rules. We are going to select Analogous from the drop down. Now, we get a set of colors across the top, and these are the shades of each and tints of each one of these colors. So now we're going to use that color, and we're going to make a new group out of that by clicking on Save Color Group to Swatch here. When we go to our color swatches again, we've added a new row which has those colors based on the aqua swatch. Now, we're going to experiment with the colors in the color group that we just created, and we're going to do an alternate group of colors. So now, deselect. We don't want anything selected. And open the color guide up again. It's showing the same colors that we just had. And in the list of the swatches in the color guide, you're going to select the 5th color in the 3rd row. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay? If the tree was still selected, we would have ended up filling that with blue, and we didn't want to fill it with that blue with that other color. But we're going to do another color group. So this is selected. So now we want that color to become our base color. And we are going to do a complementary color out of here. So we'll scroll up, I believe, to complementary. We want complementary 2. And make another color group available out of that. And if we click on the swatches, you'll see you now have a second color group. Save this before you get lost. So there we have a save. Now, you can edit these color groups, and you can do the swatches individually. You can do the whole group out of the swatches panel together. and we're going to edit the color of one of the color groups using the Edit Color dialog box, and we're going to apply those colors later to a version of the logo. Make sure everything is deselected and click the Swatches panel. If you're already in the Swatches panel, just make sure that there is nothing selected. If you accidentally select something, the edits are going to edit the color group. And it will also apply it to the change to the selected artwork. So you can do some really crazy things that way that you didn't want to do. Now, we want that bottom row that we just selected. Select the panel there, or the folder in that panel, and we're going to click the Edit Color Group, which is at the bottom. It's that round circle, Edit Color Group. Okay, and you get this dialog box. Now, the Edit Color Group button appears in multiple locations, just like the swatches and the color guides do. The Edit Color dialog box lets you edit a group of colors in various ways, or you can even create new color groups. On the right side of the Edit Color box, under the Color Groups selection, all of the existing color groups are listed. You want to make sure you have Color Group 2 selected and rename the group Logo 1. Oh, I don't want to cancel it, but I just changed the name. I just changed the name to Logo 1. It also comes up here. You can change it either place. Okay, so we have that. And this is, you can rename one way of renaming a color group. We're going to change some of the colors. On the left side of the Edit Colors dialog box, you can edit the colors of each color group individually or all together. And you can edit them visually, or you can do precise by using specific color values. Now, there are markers in our color wheel that represent each color in our selected group. Now, in the color wheel on the left side, you can take the darkest blue circle, this is called a marker, and drag it down and to the right. Okay? The largest marker is the one that you set. It's that first one that you set in the color guide initially. Moving the color marker away from the center of the color wheel increases saturation, and moving it towards the center decreases saturation. You can see it's darker and lighter. Moving the color marker around the color wheel edits the hue. If you drag the Adjust Brightness slider that's below the color wheel, that's this one, to the right, you can brighten all of the colors up at the same time. See how everything gets brighter? We can edit the colors in the group individually, independently, and then save the colors as a new named group. So we're going to click the Unlink Harmony Colors button in the Edit Colors dialog box. So let's find Unlink Harmony, which is right here. Okay, so we can edit the colors independently. Now the line between the color markers and the center of the color wheel is now dotted, so you can edit those colors independently. We're going to edit just one of the colors since they're now unlinked, and we'll edit that color by using specific color values instead of dragging the color in the color wheel. Click the color mode icon to the right. That's the color mode. And right now it's set to HSB, and we want to, which is hue, saturation, and brightness. We're going to change that to cyan, magenta, yellow, and black. Okay. If it comes up with anything else, if you already had the CMYK, that's fine. But if you didn't, we want to be in cyan, magenta, yellow, and black.